In the Grass on Spain by Gertrude Stein. Occident all Spain the taste. Milled cautious and plaster, and with the heat her trimmed white. Seat silver, seat it next. Pour it in gold, hot hoods. Be cool inside with a monkey tide, Be cool inside the mule. Be cool inside with a surrounded tide, a cast, before, behind again, indeed, many. What in the cut with any money and so the climate is at stake. All the circular receipts are pears, and linen is the stall to peep. Likely and more the season's chair, and little grasses with a pole, all the occasion is the wreath, and many houses are baked. Many have the same in came, and all the light is many wet, all the burst in, the man, and best to hide is only sweet. All is that, and a little haste, a little pleading with a clouded pup, all is chance to be the curl that sets, and all the winding causes, all of it cucumber. Cup of lather, and moan, stone, a grown corn, and lead white, and anyway, culture is power. Culture is power. Culture. Clambering from a little sea, clambering within bathing, clambering with a necessary rest for eyeglasses, clambering beside. A little green is only seen when they mean to be holder. Holder why? Culpeper is a tissue. Come up, shot up, come up, cousin. Come up, cold salmon, pearly. Come up, come in, nicely seen, singing with music. Sudden leaves, loaves, and turtles. Taught turtles, teach hot and cold, and little drinks. Colored huts. Cold to din, acres of as real birds as stole win. Stole win. It is a lie. It is coming to the seal. It is coming how it is. Language of the hold of the sea-sucking dart belt, and no gones in pelting. This is the cane that is short, and gold more. Cold not coin in the ground, be sour and special, and settled and soiled, and a little reason. Come then to sort the kinks in how surrounded is a limb. Cute numbers, cute to be so bold and so sallow, and so in the cream, and furled with chalk and lights and high bees, and little legs heady, and little cups below electric shadows, real old teachers with a private cake of bean, and those numbers, do they pack? Spanish cut that means a squeeze, and in place of water, oil, and water more. Mine in the pin, and see cuddle fish call, that it is sardine, that it is in pelts, and all the same there is paper in poles, paper and scratches in nearly places. Guess a green. The cloud is too hold, collected necessary pace in that shine of old boil, and much part in thread and land with a pile. The closeness of a lesson to shirt, and the reason for a pale cullis, is what is the revolution and retaliation and serpentine illustration and little eagle. A long little beagle, a long little scissor of a kind that has choice, all this makes a collation. All winter is dutiful. All the short stays are digestion. All lines are cylindrical, that means there is leading. Any roast is not leading. Enough pale ways are scratched. Spend a height all up and only pup, spend it with the soon. And this win. More call. Cane seat and bottom choices makes a melon within. A melon within then. A little return bitten with a cake set white with ink and size, and little parlors healthy with a coat. A keen glance wet with accustomed perspiration. No need to dry, no need to current a sandpaper with white seams and long shoals. No more mail in splendor and sharp to set sights, a little steadiers in so hat shoot shoot toes, shut toes, with a rid of not that, no that, not that. A peach, pear, which means a pear early and looking and near there, exactly past the light hull, where there is no cover to what? Suppose it is past the mouth, which is peculiar and nervous and left and argued and wild with a tree. Less a chain than a loss, and pieces of pearly paper that mean blue, not at all, and the best choice is moreover. Naturally lovely, naturally a period which is regulated by a perfect beam of carpet and more boats does mean something. It is enough. A handsome beam is quite like the standing of a little peak shut up and needles, all not needles. Rest and zest and power to shout and color and ball and sweet world black. I believe you restruck my cold wet and the dun hit it back, choose it set. Come to I, sit in oil, save the SOS, all the gone, sing in a pen, save, sit a kit all. Suppose a little chance to hold a door would leave the door closed. Would that mean that the sun was in? Would it mean messages and a kite? Would it mean a solid bone and little pies? The necessary shakes makes a whittle. This is not none. A little pan, that is to please it. A little which is a point to show that coincident to a lively boat there is nearly places. That is nobody touching. All the plays garden. Little screen. Not collected and spacious, not at all so old. And more places have to behold it. The best example is mustard. A little thing. A little no old shut. Lot in that which is a place surrounded by a fence. A fence is small, it is a wall. A wall is tall, it is a tunnel. A tunnel is not necessary to a city is celebrated. Leaves piles steady, show it to the moon. Not cut loud and teasing, I bleed you, not quite shadow and niece, it lices. This is Mike when the land is shooken and left peel short, is most to sake, and not sublime is moist. It is ramming and leaving it wet is most in chance. Nest bite is way back in the clam of dear gold waits, with necessary Williams, wild Williams, with lamb, leaden, twitches, and new casts, and love boosts, and most nextly. Reason with toil, and a mark upside down, and left boils not to needed, with close cracks and Moses. A real plume with no less boiled colander and share. This is the sport. Leave it to shut up the right nasal, extra olfactorizing sea lights, and nearly base more shall seize to the place of the best. We wide lay the tall tack, which squeezes load the no sire, and leave more in church made than rest to sow to stock. Mo chases in a spoon and tub, big clam. Mo places in a boil to a piece. No gas, beasts. Look it to peas. Loaf it in both spates means a glass, mean a passes, and passes, a poke, and a chair, and little cries, and a bottle. A veil and a place setter and a peanut which makes throws so grand. Never pet a gallon because there is a trunk. A trunk has a bosom. Lead less. Lead prosper poor. Poor gold wax and much tower. Please place what? Place a colored glass. This shows 2, 3, 8, 3, 9. And this is not Sunday. A trouble home. If awake means bounded numbers 80 and lately. This is 3. Show shine 5. Leave it pair. All that. 7 rough state. No nuisance is in a married widow with a collection of dear ones in a room nicely. What is black cooler? Black is cooler because spread in makes a little piece of pillow and a coal black lace. This is so best shown. Suppose it is a parcel of oats and no fat. Suppose it is a drill. Suppose even that it is winning center. This means 5 and 5 and 5. let, a chief go. The reason why a laugh is laughed after is that a shed and shawl and little onions and keys are after all a dog and curtain and a little less. Please, 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 please. The more the wet is water, the more lilies are tubes and red are rice rows. A little scene and a tall fanner and a flower, a hair flower and a shoes boots and rubbish. All this makes rising please tease and a little likeness noises. Again pounds. A gate and pets, love biscuits, a time. Again in leaves of potatoes and cuts within, in him, a length. A little belly cold, speed out stuff alike shirts and goats and get-ups and laid car chases. All a bill boaster. Suppose it happened when a little shadow was a tail and a can was gathering them. Suppose a clandestine roof had tires and couldn't neglect a blue spot. Suppose it was the end and 3 places were necessary. A like view would be charming weather. Cries is, coming, a leg, all a leg, to utter, more children, no narrow, read a little. If a horse and a bat and a gathering, bleed stir, and a chin and a cloth, and early earmarks, and then such rating, and little lives, and a multiplied purple, all the spool of it, cloth and gets out, and a piece of reasonable white jacket, and a hair, a long pale, and all bone, some binding, at a little seasoned silk. Grand mutterer shell, real core, real oak plate. Lara Psyche, Lara 3 brothers and a mother. Sister, and a new year, not Christmas. Christmas is off of it, really. 3 brothers and mother. Leave it fit to a string, and there is a ball, a hat, a special astrakhan, a kind of loaf, a real old 17 checkers. Come to be in it. See the table and the look and the little day tomorrow is. It is Thursday, Friday, and a day to Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and 70 failings outsights. A sun, what is a sun? A sun is in the sitting room and in the central carry ball. A sun is not a sister diamond. It is so noted. Whispers, not whiskers, whiskers, and really hair. Hair is where 2 are in, Shogun. Kiss a turn, close. Suppose close is close. Be less seen, stain and burn, make pressure. This is bit. Excel a line is an N purple blue, yes, guess, show packets, and it. Spain is a tame name, with a track so particular to shame, a track, a little release, in sold out casts, a little next to saleable old cream, able to pass. A land steam, a cold cake, a received egg check, an oleander. Lesson pay a corridor, meal passes. Necklace, strings, shoulder. Newly set tea behold. If the soiling carries the head, if the blanking measures the pint, if the rudening leans on a strand, then shudders. No need to say a little deaf way is a goat. A goat has a pin in him. Leaves glasses. Glasses are so cactuses. Able, ever grasser. Get up, fern case. Get up, seize. Noble and no next burr. Net in and be net in and be next to show minor. Next to beat bean, next to blender, next to between in intended intender. A laughing cat, coal hot, a remembrance of a direct realteration with no bust here. Suppose it is a gaze of certain fetch and pots and news camper, supper in the next old meat oak, and kneel with excellent least sands and next stop. that is. What you call them, say butter, butter, and let us leaves, and a special real alteration lace, a real alteration lace. Next all, inks. It was a strange name, that which when a record of Lunecine and naughty bent made it that nearly any excellent shade of nightly glasses made a pleasing and regular hair. Oh, what syllable is we are? Oh, what syllable is we are in? Oh, what syllable is we are? Oh, what syllable is we are we in? Spanish water, and a coop-shaped mine, and legs, and reed ridiculous red, and little lively hue, and copper, little lively hue, and copper up.